All right, here we are with Stefan. Stefan, say hello to the Torah Life audience.
Hi, everybody.
Stefan, you grew up a Christian, correct?
Yes.
And when did you discover Hebrew roots?
A journey started for me when a revelation hit me. I just walked out of some friends' their house, and we just heard a story about a guy who had shouted about Babylon, and I really didn't understand the story when they were telling it, but when I walked out of their house, this revelation, it just hit me like a ton of bricks that Christianity was the prostitute of Babylon. And at that time, I was a Christian, so it was quite, it really shook me up.
How long had you been a Christian up to that point?
From when I was baptized, I mean, all through school when I was young, because my parents always took us to church. I was baptized when I was in junior high school, so it had been, I don't know, 10 years, I guess, from when I was baptized.
So in those 10 years, what made you finally come up with this conclusion after 10 years of being a Christian?
The only thing I could say is, I guess it's just that it was Yahuwah, his spirit stirring my heart, drawing us back to the ancient paths.
So how has the Torah life blessed your life?
Well, I can say that his blessings are definitely on those that love him and keep his commandments, and it's been very apparent that he blesses us in that.
And tell us a little bit about the church you were attending when you discovered about Torah. How'd they react to your decisions?
It was difficult, painful coming out. They didn't want to hear about it. And actually, the story that they were telling, that right before I got the revelation, the story that they were telling about this man was another man that had apparently got that revelation that was also not, it wasn't accepted at that time. So it was hard.
And what about your friends and your family? How did they take this information?
Oh boy, that's a hard one to say too. There was a lot of mixed reactions, but I guess we've always been kind of seen as being kind of on the edge. We weren't like just go to church Sunday morning type Christians too. That we were a little more on the extreme side. So maybe they just thought it was a natural progression.
What would you say to Christians out there that think we no longer need to follow the commands of our Creator?
I would say to really pray and to study the scriptures to see that our Messiah kept those commands, and he wanted his followers to also keep those commands, and that it's really been hidden from us because of corrupt traditions of men that don't want to follow his commands.
And could you tell us a little bit more about the revelation you had about, how'd you put it, that Christianity was
the prostitute of Babylon? Just there's a story being told. So we were in the house with our friends, and they were telling a story about this, what they would consider, I guess, kind of a crazy Christian guy he was a pharmacist actually in this town, and someone came in and asked him, "Hey, how come you're not going to church anymore?" And even though his pharmacy, there was people there shopping and doing different things, and he started shouting that he would never return to the prostitute again. And we were laughing about how crazy this guy was, in the story that they were telling. I never met the man. It was before we'd actually moved to this town. But they were laughing, and it was just like, oh, this guy's crazy. But when I walked out, it's just like that revelation fell on me that it was true, that this man wasn't crazy, that he had actually received a revelation about the truth.
Great. And is there anything else you want to say about your change, or to people about just the Christians out there in general, about the message of Messiah?
Just love him and follow him and don't look back. It's worth it to have him.
And would you believe that do you believe that the Torah is for Jewish people only?
Oh no, it's for everyone that wants to be a child of the Almighty, Creator of the universe.
And what's your favorite scripture in reference to being obedient to the Creator's words?
I have it here, Proverbs 28:9. One who turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer is an abomination. It just struck me really powerfully one day.
Then you have a family, so when you discovered this revelation, how did your wife take it?
It was difficult at first, but she was really willing to listen and explore it, and even walk it out a bit with her not actually quite believing it, or her not having the revelation. So it was a real test of her being able to follow her husband.
And then later on, did she start to see the same revelation you had?
Yeah. But it was a process for her. We're more, me it was like within seconds. Her, it's been taken, months and years of just walking it out.
And did you have children at the time of this revelation?
Yeah, we had three children.
And how did you explain to your children that we're not doing Christmas anymore?
Well, the holidays had been an issue for us for a while. So even before that, we'd never put up a tree, and Halloween was always out. We like, even as Christians, we saw that Halloween was corrupt and didn't want to have anything to do with that. But so I guess it wasn't too big of a step for us because we'd already seen some of the pagan idolatry that was involved in those days. But it was difficult for my family, my brothers and sisters, my parents. Yeah.
Now that the truth has been revealed to you, do you see any difference in Halloween and Christmas and Easter and these other days?
No, they're all pagan worship that has been basically spoon-fed to us as a replacement to the true festivals that the Almighty wants us to celebrate.
And what was the biggest surprise of all when you started to read the Torah? What was the biggest surprise of all?
I guess that all that information, all of his commands, his instructions on how to have a blessed life, how to love him, how to show him his love, how to show him our love, it was all right there under our noses the whole time right before it, but yet for some reason our eyes and our minds were closed to it, I guess.
And what do you think the reason was?
I guess the traditions and the teaching that we had learned in Christianity, that it wasn't valuable anymore, it wasn't necessary, without actually exploring it for ourselves to see it.
Do you have any close friends that also made this revelation as well?
We helped some people along the way, but I can't think of anybody that we are friends with as Christians who also made the transition.
Anything else you want to say about any of this?
I went to Israel once, and I was impressed with the way that people went around shouting, "Mashiach bo, Messiah come."
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Come out of the world, oh my people, seek the truth, avoid the evil, learn Yahweh's ways, Torah Life Ministries, come out of the world.